Welcome back to the Psychic Within. If you are on a soul journey here in this life, if you are on that journey to awaken your consciousness, to fulfill your purpose, to meet the people you are destined to meet, you're going to want to stay tuned for this episode. In this episode, I'm going to share with you exactly how to deepen your connection to your soul in order for you to start living your purpose, as well as what are some things that can disconnect you from your soul and take you off your path. Now, as a master psychic, I have the privilege of connecting with people's souls and also reading their soul blueprints. This gives me a lot of information about the soul's journey, as well as about why people have this innate need and this desire to really understand and connect with their soul, as well as fulfill that purpose. And if you're one of those people that is like, I know I'm here for something big, I know I have an impact, I know I have a purpose, I'm just not sure what it is, this episode is going to help you to be able to understand how to create that connection in order for you to start recognizing what your purpose and your impact and what your soul came here to do. Now, the soul is actually a really important part of our journey in life. And your soul plays a very important role in so many things that you do in life, from who you are and who you connect with, to what you do, to when you're off your path, leading you back to it, because ultimately the soul is like your guiding compass. So the soul is like your inner GPS. Your soul comes into this life already pre-programmed with what I call a soul blueprint. And that soul blueprint gives you all the information you need about what you plan for yourself. And you do plan these things out. You plan in this life you plan when you're going to be born, where you're going to be born, who your parents are, a lot of the times what your name is, the exact day you're born, and like what culture and country and all that kind of stuff that you're born into. You also have an idea of the struggles that you're going to experience, the things that you want to learn, the way in which you're going to expand in this life and raise your consciousness and get deeper connected to yourself, as well as the legacy, the impact, the purpose that you are going to live on this life. Now, I know that sounds like a lot and it can feel very overwhelming. We have kind of this ongoing joke, and you might be this person that is like, really, I chose my parents, or I chose for this to happen. And sometimes that is hard to wrap your head around. I know my kids and I have this ongoing joke. Whenever they're like upset at something that I've done, I'm always like, hey, you chose me. And my kids' response is always, we lost a bet. And it's like this funny thing to say, but it's actually very true that you do choose a lot of the things that have happened in your life. And when you create a deeper connection back to your soul, a lot of these things become recognizable. So when things happen, you aren't as surprised, or when things happen, you can navigate them better. And part of the reason we want this connection back to our souls, because we know deep inside, we can feel that soul. Your soul is always connected to you. It lives within inside your heart space, from like the top of your chest all the way down to like the bottom of your ribs is really where that seat of the soul is. It's where your soul connection lies. So whenever I say you want to connect deep within inside your soul, you want to bring your focus and attention here. But because it is always inside of you, because you always have a connection to your soul, you also always have kind of like this pull, this nudge, this small whisper, this small voice that is kind of directing you and leading you through life. And this is what I call your intuition. So there's a difference between psychic and intuition. Intuition is when your soul is speaking to you, because it's always speaking with you. It's always sending out a specific energetic vibration, hoping that you are going to hear, hoping that you're going to feel it, hoping that you resonate with it, because this is the key to fulfillment in life. Connecting with your soul allows you to be on the path that your soul chose. And when you're on that path that your soul chose, things in life just drastically shift. You might not have every designer bag that you want, but you're going to feel that fulfillment, and you're going to feel that satisfaction and like you're actually making an impact. And when we allow that soul to lead us, it allows us to be in alignment with our path. It allows us to be in alignment with the things in our life. It allows us to make sure that the right people in our life or the right situations, we're in the right job, we're, meeting the right people, we're in the right relationship, we are living in the right area. You name it, your soul can help you with that information, and it wants to, because ultimately your soul came here to learn, to experience, and to create a deeper connection back to self. But when we come into this life, our connection to ourself is, in the shortest words possible, it's lost due to social impact and things that we learn and fears and all this kind of stuff. And we get farther and farther and farther and farther away from who we truly are for the most part. And so this journey is about reconnecting back so that the soul and the human don't feel separate, so that all of your decisions that you're making are soul aligned, so that all the things that you're doing in this life are helping you to grow and expand, so that your awareness and your consciousness and your connection back to source energy are always getting stronger, and so that you ultimately are in control of your life. I know that for a lot of people, that control in their life is this safety thing that they desire. That control that you desire in your life happens in one way, and that is by connecting back to your soul. So how do we actually do that? So there are a lot of practices and tools that you can use in order to connect to your soul. And I'm going to share some of my favorite with you. Okay. So the very first one, which nobody likes to hear, but it is really my favorite, is doing your healing work. The one thing that keeps you disconnected from your soul, or the main thing that keeps you disconnected from your soul, is your ego. It's your fears. It's your self-doubt. It's that negative talk that's in your head. Well, the reason that's all there is because of the fact that it lies within inside of you. It's because of the things that you experienced in life. It's because of the things that people told you. It's because of situations that you've had. It's because of your ego trying to keep you safe and pointing out all of the fears so that you're protecting yourself. All of those things keep you in your head. It keeps you in your wounding. It keeps you in your emotions. And none of those things are actually your soul. None of them are. Most of the thoughts that you have are not your soul. These emotions that you're feeling that come out of the blue, that go up and down and back and forth, those are not your soul either. That the voice that's talking to you over and over and over again, that's filled with fear. One of my sayings is that if it's fear, it's not true. If it's fear-based, it's not true. So when we have these things, they prevent us from actually having that connection to our soul. So by doing healing work, by releasing the traumas, by getting out of that negative talk, by releasing that self-doubt, it's going to help you to strengthen your connection back to your soul, because we don't have all this extra noise going on. Something else that's really helpful for you in connecting to your soul is journaling. And this is really going to help you with healing. The more that you can journal out all of the, what I call the human things, the fear, the ego, the doubts, even like the wants or all the knowledge that you have, journal, because that's not soul. That's not soul at all. Journaling that out and getting it out of the way leaves kind of like a blank slate for that soul to come in. The soul feels like inspiration. The soul feels like coming home. The soul feels like this little bubbling up of energetics that feels so good to you. And it's like, yes, it's this knowing, it's this deep knowing, it's that intuition that you have within inside of you. Okay. Now, another practice that's really good to help you to deepen your connection to your soul is meditation. And as a psychic, I talk about meditation a lot, but I'm not talking about doing a specific meditation, simply sitting with this connection into this seat of your soul, into this area, and keeping it out of the head, out of the thoughts, but really focus on building and seeing this glowing light inside of your chest area here is going to help strengthen your connection to your soul. That awareness that what you're feeling right in here, that piece that begins to shine right from here, that bubbles up, that light that you have, that might look like this little candle light to start. The more you put focus and attention right here, the more it expands. And what the soul feels like is this peaceful feeling, this calmness. And when you can create that and you're connected here, even if it's like pretend, you're pretending to create this peace, you're not actually sure if you're connected to your soul. I promise you, it's going to work because the more that you allow this space, this energy, this awareness to become your focal point, what will happen is it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, something else that's going to help you connect to your soul is nature. I don't know about you, but when there's a lot going on in my head, a lot going on in my life, my number one thing to do is take a ride, step outside, get into nature. That connection with that trees, the water, the rivers, the ground, the meadows, animals is the closest external connection that you can ever get back to your soul. Well, when we're vibrating at that energy, when we're connecting to those external factors, those things such as nature and water and grass and meadows and flowers and all that kind of stuff, it starts to activate your soul. It allows the vibration and the frequency of your soul to be more tangible and for you to be able to get out of that head, tap into that connection and expand your soul. The more you do it, the easier that connection with your soul is going to be. Okay. Now, there's also activations. One of the things that I provide for my clients inside of my free psychic community, as well as my psychic membership, are activations that help them connect to their soul. It is one of the most important things on your journey, in my opinion, is to connect back to your soul. When you're connected back to your soul, it just makes life so much easier. So I've created activations that allow you to connect back to your soul, and it's filled with energetics that enhance the vibration of the soul. So going within, really understanding yourself and really just sitting in this energy, doing an activation is going to support your connection back to your soul. Now, speaking about going within, that is one of the most important things that you can do with a connection to your soul. The reason that we don't have this connection to the soul is because there's all this outside noise that's happening. We're always processing, we're always thinking, we're always planning, we're focusing on the past, we're focusing on the future, we're focusing on the what ifs, we're trying to solve problems, we're doing a lot of extraneous things, and all of those things, whether it's the past, whether it's the future, whether it's answering all these questions, whether it's worrying about something that hasn't happened yet, takes you deeper away from your soul. But going within and really understanding yourself, really knowing yourself on a deeper level, exploring the different shadow aspects, exploring your inner child, exploring the things that you're holding within inside of you is going to help you to recognize them because none of those are your soul. So it's going to help you recognize them and then get to the core of who you are. The core of who you are, the things that you truly desire in life, the things that really light you up, the things that you are passionate about, the things that you have dreamed about as a child. I will give you this story. Somebody said to me recently, and I totally agree with them. They said that, and it was a guide who said this, they said that your childhood, the things that you were passionate about as a child, the things that you absolutely love do, are oftentimes whispers and signatures of your soul. And this is so true. I can remember as a child, I used to play out in nature all the time. I used to make like concoctions. I used to practice healing people. I used to talk to spirits. I would always, visualize and see dead people. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Exactly. Now, as a child, I was just doing this for fun. It was like you were just naturally led in that direction. But for me now, it feels so natural. It's what I do. I heal. I connect with dead people. I open up psychic abilities. I'm totally connected with nature. It is my spot. So I want you to think about what are the things that you loved and you were passionate about as a child. Do those things. Those things are going to open and deepen your connection to your soul. So as I mentioned before, there are a few things that you need to be aware of that actually take your connection away from your soul and some telltale signs that you're not actually connected. And these are really important. I cannot tell you how many times people will come to me or I see people make a statement online that said, oh, my soul told me to do this, or I'm doing my soul's work, but then they're not making any money. They are, feeling disconnected. They're in an abusive relationship. They're repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. And for me, those are telltale signs that you're not actually connected to your soul. Your soul is never going to steer you astray. It's just not. It is going to bring you things that light you up, that make you feel loved, that help you to feel complete, that allow you to reach new levels of success. And I'm not saying that in order to have success in your business, you have to be connected to your soul. That's not true. Or that if you don't have success in your business, you're not connected to your soul at all. That's not true as well. But when we oftentimes are doing things that other people say we should do, when we're following what society says, when we're trying to people please, when we're doing things in our life that numb us, such as alcohol or addictions or drugs or anything like that, it's going to keep you disconnected from your soul. It has to. All of these things do. When we're doing things that other people want us to, we're not following that connection with our soul. When we're doing the things that society says we should do, again, we're not connected to our soul. So whenever we're in self-doubt, whenever you feel numbed, whenever you're afraid to look inside, whenever you feel like no matter what you're doing, it's not working, it means there is a disconnect from your soul. If something you're doing is hurting you, if somebody is abusing you or mistreating you, again, it's not your soul telling you to stay. It's not because you deserve it. It's not because this is just part of your journey. More than likely, you're following your egos, your fears, and your human aspect of yourself. And your soul is probably there trying to tell you to listen and to wake up and to hear it. Connecting with your soul will completely change your life. It's going to help you to move through life smoother. It's not going to help you to avoid lessons and challenges, because that's part of what this experience is to be able to truly witness the most amazing parts of yourself. And oftentimes that does come with lessons and struggles. But when you enter into these lessons or struggles, or you have challenging situations, the soul is going to be there to guide you and lead you through the way. The more that you activate your intuition, the more that you connect with your soul, the more that you do things that light you up and that bring that sense of peace, the more fulfilling and amazing your life is going to be. I cannot wait to see your journey connecting you deeper and deeper to your soul. And if you want support with that, I invite you to come join my free psychic community where we talk all things energy, psychic abilities, as well as soul connection. And I will see you guys next time on the Psychic Within. Bye.